So guys, a northern elder has come out to demand for amnesty for Fulani terrorists that have been terrorizing Nigeria. He believes that if the Tinubu's government can give them amnesty, that it will go a long way to stop their criminalities. So this headline here says the federal government of Nigeria should give Fulani ethnic militias, bandits, amnesty, money like Niger Delta militants. Arewa Consultative Forum leaders. So guys, these leaders have really failed. The North, with the highest out of school children, none of them is even suggesting any solution. They allow these problems to accumulate, and then now they are shifting it on Nigerians to bear the burden. Do you know that taxpayers' money is what he's asking for to be used to pay these people monthly? Can you imagine that? And we know that these Fulanis, majority of them are not even Nigerians, but now they want to come and be receiving a monthly package from the federal government. That is what this Arewa leader is saying. And Nigerians have bashed out at him. I'm going to be sharing the video with you. And Nigerians are calling out the northern elders that they are the ones that allowed the menace we are experiencing to outgrow its boundaries. So guys, a whole lot is happening. Like you can see, this headline here says traditional rulers in Buhari state sponsoring banditry. This was in the time of Buhari. The presidency says traditional leaders. This is just accumulation of what the northern elders have been doing. They've allowed this menace to outgrow their ability, and now they say the federal government should use the money that is meant for the country to start paying. How many of them are you going to pay? Because they have so many groups. Don't forget that these groups are more than 20 something different terrorist groups operating in Nigeria. When you start pacifying this one, others will come up. Now you may have heard that the Minister for Defense has come out to say they cannot get to where the bandits are. Even if they bomb, the bomb cannot get to where they are. So they know where these bandits are hiding, and he's saying that Nigerian bomb cannot penetrate to where they are. Ask me if they are Iranic atomic site. So guys, a whole lot is happening now. I don't know if you have heard that these terrorists went to a school in Akwa Ibom. Today, breaking armed terrorists have reportedly abducted children from a government school in Oron, Akwa Ibom. The victim is said to have been taken further south. Authorities are yet to release a statement. And also, this other headline to equally confirm that this is like an eyewitness. It says, bandits just attacked a school in Oron, Akwa Ibom State, and kidnapped some school children. We are not safe, lady. One of the eyewitnesses was just reporting what she was seeing. So, guys, a whole lot is happening. And to even worsen it, suspected Lokarawa terrorists killed 3 immigration officers in Kebbi. So guys, upon all this menace on the country, right from the time of Buhari, even in the days of Jonathan, these people have been raining havoc on the country. And northern leaders are boldly asking for amnesty. The same northern leaders that supported the Tinubu's government to grant repentant Boko Haram amnesty and all that. They are now the ones pushing for Fulanis to be paid monthly, to be given amnesty, for them to stop their to stop all this menace that they are causing all over the places. Anyway, guys, I'm just going to allow you to take a look at the video just for you to know what's happening in this country and for you to know that, see, the North believe they own this country. Look at nnamdi Kanu has been sentenced to life imprisonment, not because he carried gun, not because he spied anybody. But look at these ones, spying people, spying general, military men, and still they are being granted. Amnesty is being asked for them to receive, And recently, we've seen many of them that they've told us that they are now repentant Boko Haram members, and they are being sent back into the society. So the North can commit any crime and be freed. But if you are an Igbo man, you are just on your own. Anyway, guys, let me allow you to take a look at the moment this northern elder was calling for these terrorists to be treated as such. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below now.
In this kind of problem with only military approach, and those that believe that you can win by talking, by negotiating, by consultation. The debate is still there. It's out there. The jury is still out. But I understand a mixture of the two has been used successfully in quite a number of places already. So maybe in the end, this has to be put together and applied. But I remember very well when there was an amnesty program in the Niger Delta during those chaotic times, and it has worked perfectly. They were given amnesty. They were sent to school. They came back. They become integrated in the system, and they are useful products and citizens of Nigeria. That also aspect can be looked at.
The North is currently bearing the brunt of Nigeria's security crisis, with mass kidnappings in Niger, Kebbi and Kwara, terrorist attacks and bandit attacks. Now, as the chairman of the Arewa Consultative Forum, how do you assess the federal government's response to insecurity in the northern region?
Well, this problem has been going on for the last 16 years. starting from the Boko Haram now down to these bandits in the northwest. This is coming down to the north. It's in the north central states, and it's been very, very problematic. And I think governments have been trying in their own way to tackle this problem from the beginning. But unfortunately, till now, the problems have persisted. Recently, we have seen a resurgence of attacks, but we have also noticed a resurgence of government determination to take care of it. We are very hopeful that this latest government determination will work well for all of us so that we can get to the root of this problem and eliminate it.
Understood. Thank you very much for joining us. Good morning to you, sir. I mean, when we're looking across the northern landscape of Nigeria, I think it is fair to assume that the insecurity umbrella covers a lot of different fragments of insecurity. I wonder if you could talk to us about which regions really represent which type of crisis, or is there going to be really amalgamation of everything across the north? I'm asking because in some instances, we are hearing of herder-farmer clashes. In some instances, there is religious
I didn't quite hear the question well, but
okay.
I understand you are talking about insecurity in the north affected.
Yes, sir. What I wanted to get was your thoughts on the different types of insecurity that we see across the north of Nigeria. In some instances, we have herder-farmer clashes. In some instances, we have targeting of specific religions. In some instances, we have education being the target, people not wanting quote-unquote Western education ideals to be prevalent across the north. So I wonder if you can talk to us about what types of conflicts we are seeing across different parts of north of Nigeria.
Well, from the beginning, we all know that it started with the Boko Haram in the northeastern part of the country. And their own, I think, is religious philosophy and ideology. They want to establish an Islamic state, and so they fight and kill anybody that they believe is a hindrance to the attainment of their philosophy. But down afterwards, when this bandits spread to the northwest, it appears to be purely commercial. They are trading in lives and properties of individuals, and they kidnap people, make money, and they don't have any particular philosophy they want to establish. They are just rampaging. I don't want to use some words, but they rampage through. I think the truth is that both Boko Haram and these bandits have declared war on Nigeria, and they are not only in Nigeria, they are in other parts of West Africa. I would have thought the governments and the West African ECOWAS community should have declared the same war on them and then put together troops and fight them really squarely. And because of Nigeria's history in assisting other people throughout our own history, military history, I would have thought that ECOWAS should also focus on getting together and putting declaring a war situation so that it can be fought in Nigeria and other places that these problems are affecting. We have had our own good record of fighting, but the time has come maybe for government to consider other options. I am quite happy that the government has now ordered for the enlistment of more soldiers and security personnel into our system. But I would also think that a cheaper, more expedient way would be to re-enlist or admit retired soldiers and other security personnel that had left the services because they already have the the experience, the knowledge, and they know the environment very well. Instead of enlisting fresh people that may have to go some long training. But I think that is what that can be considered actually, so that they can complement and make it easier for these people to be eliminated completely.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Alhaji. Now, let's look at some of the dynamics at play. Earlier in the week, we saw the Southern governors come together to create an agenda for themselves and a strategy to try and ensure that they can keep their citizens and their constituents safe. The Northern governors will also be meeting in Kaduna. Now, is Arewa Consultative Forum going to be a part of this meeting? Because I believe there are also stakeholders who've been involved. And what is the priority on the agenda for you? What should we be focusing on? Is it state police? Is it citizen sensitization? Is it community engagement? Where do you think the Northern governors will be most effective in curbing what we are seeing, especially as...
Well, the Northern governors are frequently meet in Kaduna, and Arewa Consultative Forum is usually part of those meetings, especially when we have some urgent issues that we would like them to consider. But essentially, our forum is an advocacy forum. We don't have executive or legislative function, but therefore it is necessary for us to align and complement those who do have those powers, so that we can bring issues, they can consider it, and they can implement them. We also advocate throughout our own communities, social issues, economic issues, so that people become aware. In the last 25 years, actually, we have done very well in terms of the advocacy thing, and
you certainly have, Alhaji. You
bring to consciousness of our people.
I'd just like to clarify my question. I want some clarity as to whether Arewa Consultative Forum will be a stakeholder that will attend the emergency security meeting of the Northern governors that will hold. I'm speaking in the context of the current emergency on security as declared by the president. Have you guys got a seat at the table?
Yes, we are very, very important stakeholders. I have to remind you that the Arewa Consultative Forum is a creation of all the Northern governors, all the Northern emirs and chiefs, all the Northern professionals and senior and statespersons in the North. So we are stakeholders, we are representative of the people, and we collaborate with our governors and our legislators so that we can table urgent matters. But as anybody will know that the security system is the security situation in the North is the most important critical aspect that any meeting meaningful will have to consider. Without our security, all the other things will not will not be attained. So security is always part of the problem. Social issues such as unemployment, out of school children, our educational system, and our health facilities are always on the table. Okay. But like I said, if you don't have security, you are not comfortable. You cannot go to your farms. You cannot even earn a livelihood. That is getting very critical.
Okay,
but
so what I'm
more
getting out
frightening
of this, sir, is
aspect of it all,
you don't have a representative in tomorrow's meeting.
Is covering
so, sir,
larger and bigger
I'm going
areas.
to hand over to my colleague.
From Sokoto, for example, it's gone to Zamfara, Katsina. It's now in Kano.
Yes. I'm going to hand over to my colleague, but what I feel we have established here is that Arewa Consultative Forum doesn't have a representative at the meeting that is set to begin tomorrow, is what I've taken away from this.
Yeah, not to my, yes, this time because we had been very busy with our 25th anniversary, but it has always been we are not always, we don't have a permanent seat on the governor's meeting, but we frequent it. We engage them, we discuss things with them. They invite us sometimes. We ask to be invited sometimes, but we have a very, very cordial working relationship with our governor. So we are hoping that relationship is going to translate into a far more effective approach towards eliminating our problems, in particular this festering security issues.
All right, it's good to hear that you're collaborating with the northern governors. Now, speaking about the northern security issues, some have argued that the North's insecurity problem is partly self-inflicted. That northern governors and elites have failed to address poverty, unemployment, educational deficits for decades. Creating this condition for banditry and terrorism to thrive. I'd like to know how you respond to that criticism.
I agree with you to some extent.
That is
yes,
one question.
We are not blameless ourselves.
Right.
But that is why I said we have a lot of, part of our program is advocacy.
Mm-hmm. All right. And
for example, we keep telling our people to cut their coat.
Please proceed, sir. I didn't finish my question, but proceed.
Okay, I have got a feeling that you're asking about our own inadequacies also, and I'm admitting it, that partly is our problem because we should have a message that the large population that we keep producing is going to cause a problem. We have about 15 million out-of-school children roaming the streets. It has now become literally impossible for any state government to take care of the problem. If we had taken care of it at the beginning, it would not have grown to this volume. But our advocacy now is still to encourage governments, individuals, and even the Arewa Consultative Forum now is going into skill acquisition for those children that have missed the opportunity to be in school, so they can be taught skills, so they can be productive citizens and reduce this pervasive instance of street children problem. We and the governments in our states have put this very high up on this agenda because some of these children have already missed the opportunity. So the only way we can make them productive is to teach them skills. One of the things that we have established last week in Kaduna is the endowment fund, which a large portion of it is going to go to the skill acquisition for those children that missed the opportunity to be in school, but also mixing up with elements of adult education and so on and so forth. So we believe the social issues are as serious as also the economic issues. All
right. Well, the second leg of my question regarding insecurity is that we have seen, northern governors negotiating with bandits, paying ransom, and even advocating for amnesty programs. Now, does the Arewa Consultative Forum support negotiating with, bandits or terrorists, or do you believe that the approach should be purely military?
As I understand it, there is a very fierce debate in the North now between those who believe that you do not win this kind of problem with only military approach, and those that believe that you can win by talking, by negotiating, by consultation. The debate is still there. It's out there. The jury is still out. But I understand a mixture of the two has been used successfully in quite a number of places already. So maybe in the end, this has to be put together and applied. But I remember very well when there was an amnesty program in the Niger Delta, during those chaotic times, and it has worked perfectly. They were given amnesty, they were sent to school, they came back, they become integrated in the system, and they are useful products and citizens of Nigeria. That also aspect can be looked at in terms of the North. Most of these bandits have not had the opportunity to go to school, have not had the opportunity to actually enjoy what we ordinarily do in the cities. And it's just for government to probably, while extending hands of friendship, but also making it quite clear that what they are doing is illegal and criminal, and
so
those that are caught in the process are punished
I'm
appropriately.
sorry, Alhaji. I want to ask you directly. Are you saying that it is okay for this negotiation with bandits to continue by the northern governors? Are you saying that the Arewa aligns itself with negotiating with bandits? Can you hear me?
I understand that sometimes negotiations take place, and I understand obviously a lot of times they are fought and they are pushed back, and government use military might. So it has already been on the ground that they talk to them and they also fight them. And I think that has been going on. That's the choice of those in authority. And I believe it has been working. And recently, with the resurgence of government determination and also people's support for government to continue to do that, we will be able to record a lot of successes. So we look and see how it goes. It's been going on for 16 years. So many other different tactics have to be applied, and that's why I advocated for recruitment of retired military and police and other security agents, so that we can flood the environment with the experience, with knowledge, and with the expertise.
All right, you have still not answered my question, Alhaji Dalatu. But we'll move on. Now, the Muslim Council of Elders under the, Grand Imam of Al-Azhar, one of the most respected Islamic institutions in the world, has issued a powerful condemnation of, the St. Mary's Catholic School kidnapping. They call it a heinous crime that contradicts Islamic teachings. Yet, here in Nigeria, we have, seen Islamic clerics like Sheikh Ahmad Gumi, who have called, kidnapping a lesser evil, and, has suggested that negotiating with bandits rather than confronting them military is the best approach. Now, and I want to ask you this as the chairman of this forum, where do you really stand? Do you agree with the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar that these kidnappings are anti-Islamic and are heinous crimes, or do you share Sheikh Gumi's more sympathetic view of the bandits?
In Islam and in our own Arewa Consultative Forum, killing of anybody, Christian or Muslim, is highly condemnable. It's not tolerated, it's condemned, and we in ACF were the first to condemn the Catholic school abductions. Our own position is that the life of a Christian is as good as the life of a Muslim. It's a life of Nigerian. We do not look at people from the religious perspective. We see them as Nigerians. We see them as innocent people who are being killed. And we see that government and people together must come together and associate and fight this evil together. So we are not, of course, when you have a number of people, everybody will have his own view. The Imam you quoted was right, is condemnable. We have always, even the Imam in Kaduna you quoted also condemns killing of innocent citizens. But you cannot stop people from having an opinion on how to go about solving problems. Especially
but he believes that kidnapping is a lesser evil. No, he believes that kidnapping is a lesser evil.
Lesser evil than what?
Than killing.
Than what?
Than shooting, than killing people in Nigeria. That's what he believes. He said that on live television.
You would rather kidnap someone than kill him?
Yes, he says that that is what Sheikh Gumi has said.
I think killing is a higher grade than kidnapping.
Okay.
I think if you give me a choice to whether I should be kidnapped or killed, I will tell you to kidnap me and not to kill me. And therefore, I will tell you not to kill anybody, any Nigerian. But if you are comparing them, but both of them are not the choice. Both of them are condemnable, but both of them must be fought in one way or the other. And that's why I think a government has been grappling with this problem for 16 years. Nobody wants to be kidnapped. No government wants its own citizens to be kidnapped. Nobody wants anybody, Christian or Muslim, to be killed, obviously. And we have always not looked at this problem as a Muslim or Christian problem. We see it as Nigerians and as useful citizens, as potentially productive people who will be useful to our country. So any loss, whether by kidnap or by death, is a very huge minus in our own social system.
If I'm to understand you correctly, it does sound as though you agree with what Sheikh Ahmed Gumi has said, that you do also believe that kidnapping is a lesser evil and that you yourself would rather be kidnapped than killed. So, branching off of that, are we also to assume that you and perhaps even the ACF itself believe that Sheikh Ahmed Gumi's voice is a valid one in these conversations about how best to tackle insecurity in the north? Are you saying that you agree with what he has been saying, what he has been doing thus far, and that you think his voice is valid?
No, I went on ahead to tell you that both of them are criminal offenses. Both of them should not be tolerated, and both of them should be punished, kidnapping or death. But if you just ask me a stark question between being kidnapped and being dead, I answered you that I'm sure.
But my question is about Sheikh Gumi himself, Alhaji. Do you think that Sheikh Gumi's voice itself is valid in these conversations about how best to tackle insecurity?
Everybody's voice is valid because we are all Nigerians, we have different opinions, and the Constitution allows us to express our views. But that doesn't mean that my view or yours is the correct one or is the right one to follow. In the end, government position and government use is to aggregate views, aggregate its own circumstance, and follow the route that it feels is best going to serve the interests of Nigerians as a whole. But you cannot stop any individual from expressing his view. That is guaranteed by the Constitution. That, however, doesn't mean that I accept or you agree with it, but it's allowed. Anybody can have a view. Whether that view is productive, useful, or doable is another question entirely.
Well, the freedom of speech is also not all-encompassing. It does have limitations when it becomes inflammatory and insightful. But let me move on. The reason why earlier I'd asked you if Arewa Consultative Forum will be participating in this in the emergency meeting that will be held with the northern governors is because the general public sentiment at the moment is that the 19 governors of the north and the key stakeholders in the north have been somewhat sympathetic, lethargic in reacting to the current security crisis that we have. We saw the southern governors rushed to do their own meeting. Meanwhile, the majority of the cases that we're reading about have happened in the northern part of the country. Now, You also hear legislators in both the House of Reps and the Senate saying that you know who these bandits are, that they are known, but that they are protected by important people. So I would love for you to give me your insight. Do relationships, lines of communications exist with these bandits? And if they do, why has this not been dealt with? Why is there sympathy in dealing with criminality?
Believe me, we are all as, if not more frustrated than you are. It will offend our sensibilities, like I told you, if anybody would suggest that anyone, any sensible person in northern Nigeria should or would assist, collaborate, or tolerate these killings and kidnappings. We are totally condemning it. People have been suffering. There are those who get killed every day. There are those who lose limbs by the minute. There are those who lose their means of livelihood by not being able to go to their farms. Nobody would know in his right senses, would know a killer or a kidnapper and still tolerate such a situation. But like I mentioned earlier, we are a big country. We are a big region. You cannot expect every single one of us to think exactly.
So guys, Sowore has added his voice after DSS summoned Dati Baba Ahmed. You know, they said he incited the public during an interview session on Channels Television. Now I'm going to read out what Sowore actually wrote, and then we are going to be seeing how some Nigerians are reacting to that. Like here, Sowore wrote on his Twitter handle saying the lawless DSS is once again resorting to Gestapo-style tactics as the criminal official by Tinubu failed regime continues to lose relevance and public acceptance across Nigeria. I unequivocally condemn the harassment and intimidation of Dati Baba Ahmed. This act of repression only confirms a government in panic. Tinubu lacks legitimacy and now wants to govern through fear. The DSS summons Dati Baba Ahmed over inciting comments. So guys, in case you don't know, Dati Baba Ahmed was on Arise TV, and he said some things that the DSS found to be insightful. You know, the government of Nigeria will always be afraid of criticism. When you criticize them, they will want to look for everything possible and every means to indict you and then want to arrest you. And that is what Sowore is coming out to speak up on. And someone reacted here saying, meanwhile, this guy still walks about freely and they are either too blind or too deaf and too incapacitated to do anything. The guy who came out saying they were going to kidnap Tinubu, you know, they said they are going to kidnap Tinubu days ahead. And the Tinubu's government is not doing anything. Rather, they are inviting, the DSS is inviting Dati Baba Ahmed for a statement he made during an interview session on Channels Television. Now, this other person say, what's new here? Bola Tinubu hasn't even started yet. Will till next year, and as 2027 election gets close, Tinubu isn't waiting for Tinubu isn't waiting for no citizens' vote. He knows he has no chance of winning a free and fair election. Scheming to eliminate opponents and rig easily it is so wait and see. And this other person here say, now for innocent civilians head DSS they get mouth. They no fit go track bandits where they display ransom money for TikTok anyhow. So guys, it's really so sad that these bandits, upon everything, they will still come to TikTok, they will go live, you know, they will showcase their ill-gotten wealth and all that. And guess what? People are liking their videos, people are following them, people are giving them hearts and, you know, showing them love and all that. And the DSS does not know where to find them. It's really sad. This person said, the recent happening in Nigeria has clearly given every sane Nigeria insight on the involvement and slow response of government in banditry and terrorism reign. A system that is slow in tackling insecurity but fuels rapid energy in combating citizens who are victims or targeted victims crying out for help. Obviously, the government is more interested in silencing voices of victims than silencing the victimers. And are these the same set leader claimed to be allegedly elected by us? That's what this person is asking. He went for that to say, at this point, no life is guaranteed in Nigeria. We are just on the mercies of God, and this is pure wickedness. This person says, Zoo called Nigeria is a terrorist state that must come to an end. Zoo called Nigeria is an evil entity that must come to an end. Divide Nigeria now and save lives. And this person says, shame on the DSS. They can track citizens, but to track bandits and kidnappers now another problem for them. And this other person here say, my erudite president Shore, nothing the lawless DSS does surprise anyone anymore. When a regime has completely failed and Nigerians no longer take it seriously, intimidation becomes the only tool they know. The harassment of Dati Baba Ahmed is not just disgraceful, it exposes how terrified and empty the Tinubu's government is. It truly is. And then he went further to say that a government without legitimacy will always behave like a wounded animal. The DSS has turned itself into a political bodyguard for a man who cannot stand truth or public scrutiny. Indeed, instead of facing kidnappers, terrorists, and real criminals destroying the country, they are busy chasing innocent citizens and political opponents. Dati Baba Ahmed, stay strong. Nigeria can see the desperation clearly. No amount of fear or intimidation can cover incompetence. The more they harass people, the more they expose their own weaknesses. So guys, this is it. Nigerians are wondering why the DSS suddenly just woke up from sleep to know that Dati Ahmed granted an interview, but we've seen these bandits coming out to make a kind of a amnesty deal with people, and during that process they will be given opportunities to speak. Some of them will say it's the government that is giving them gun, it's the government that is sending them, and nobody has gone to arrest them. Now this person says your style of politics needs to be studied. My leader, standing up for all irrespective of political parties, is just a matter of time and Nigeria will get it right. And this other person said DSS started losing the plot when they began to overlook real national threats and constantly failing to dictate and stop the incessant dangerous attack on the country and its citizens. They've now been reduced to mere guard dogs of the people in power and have lost sight of their actual duties as an important national security agency. God. These days, illegal firearms are now being freely carried out by criminal elements and aliens who wreak havoc across the country unchallenged. So guys, you can see the images of some of them here, very horrific images. This is the den. This is where the pastor that just died recently, this is where they kept them. You know, the man died. Look at other male captors that they arrested, people in bondage. Oh God, what is this? What is this? See, this is a pastor that just lost his own life for being a pastor. They went to his house and picked him up there. And then at the end of the day, we heard that he is gone to eternity. You can see a policeman taking photo with them. Look at them carrying gun in an open place. Very sophisticated Fulanis. They are not Nigerians, but Northerners are coming to tell us they are Nigerians. From where? From where? Why are they then going to Plateau State to buy people to take over their lands? So guys, it's really heartbreaking. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification. Thank you.